Good morning and welcome to another video. So today we'll be doing a micro lock twist install extensions. I'm going to be using the Milky Way hair I mentioned before in other videos. So let me show you that right now. So here's the hair. Here's a close up. Now I purchased this in my local beauty supply store. I've seen links to it on Amazon. I'm going to try to find a more concrete link to the hair to put in the description box. If it's not there, that means I didn't find it, but I'm going to try. But yeah, another install for you guys, and I hope you guys enjoy. If you have any questions, leave them below. I will be leaving a question box or some sort or something very soon for us to have for the live that I'm going to schedule, that I can talk to you guys live, answer your questions live. I'm pretty excited. So, nevertheless, I'm also using a new camera today. So make sure you let me know if you don't mind the quality of this video. My client will be here in about 20 minutes. So I'm going to prep this hair and we're going to get going. Hello all and welcome back to my channel. So I know it's been a little minute since I posted a video. I have been uber busy with work and family, but here I am finally posting this tutorial. The crazy part about this install is I recorded the whole beginning of it, of course, and then when I went to edit it, that footage had disappeared. So yeah, that's annoying. But here we are. Same old, same old. We're doing the feed-in method with this install. This client actually requested shorter hair in the front sections because she kind of wanted to do like a bang situation for her locks. So I don't necessarily show you how she styles it because, you know, every client doesn't want their face on camera and all the things. But you'll kind of see the difference in length once I'm at the end and hydrating it and trimming it and getting it where it needs to be. At this point, we've already had her first retie, which went great. Her hair was in great shape. She only lost maybe a handful, and I retied it, and we kept going from there. Let me see. Is there anything in particular about this client's install? Not really. She was fun. Her hair came out nice. She has some trouble issues in the very front of her hair, you know, around the edges. So that's part of why we did the bang. And also why we're going to just kind of nurse those areas, hopefully back to health, so that, you know, that won't be an issue going forward. So I'm going to talk you through me installing one. So if you're new here, you know what I'm doing. So I just separate the human hair on the side table over there, and I grab a piece and feed it in. I'll either use 1 to 2 pieces depending on the density of that section of hair. I braid it down, I would say sometimes a ½ inch to 1.5 inches, depending on how short the hair or how soft the hair is. That plays a part in it too, because soft hair slips a lot more often. But then I do that, and then I 2-strand twist it just about to the end. I don't be doing all the way to the end, just about to the end, and then I interlock the slack that's on the roots. So if you have any specific questions, please leave them below. I know I have a ton of questions I need to get through and answer, so I'm going to be working on that now, but I really wanted to do a voiceover for this video real quick so I can actually post it. So thank you guys for watching. I will see you all in the next video, which is already filmed and just needs to be edited. Also, lastly, I did do a live a couple of weeks ago where I answered your questions live, and we, you know, chatted it up. I've also had some requests to do that again, so I'm going to pick a date to do that again soon, so stay tuned. Thank you so much for your support. I will see you all in the next one. So I've had a couple of questions pertaining to sizing and how I size my micro locks. Let me first say that I don't do super tiny micro locks. I think overall those aren't healthy. So I don't do super tiny micro locks or super tiny parting. I think longevity wise, you're gonna have things snapping off. Now, when I do size my clients' micro locks, I size it according to their hair texture and density. So someone that has shorter, finer hair may have bigger sections in certain areas of their hair. It's not a noticeable, like a super noticeable size change, but it is just a tad bit bigger or smaller depending on, if their hair is a lot thicker, just so that long term you're having a lock that has a good strong base. So once it does lock, because when your hair locks, it sheds into itself, which causes it to lock and tangle, which also brings weight. So when your hair gets wet, it gets really heavy. If you had like little pieces of hair on a section, or more or less heavier hair hanging from a small section, you're more likely to lose it. So that's my rationale behind my parting sizing when it comes to micro locks. I don't go by numbers. I don't count. And if a client wants me to count, I'm like, girl, I don't do that, honey. I don't do that. But if you count, you let me know what you find out. Okay, so I hope that answered your questions. I can go in deeper about, I could do a video that's more explanatory about sizing. If you guys want, just let me know in the comments.